So again, let me ask you a question. What is your purpose in life and what is your goal in life? We all want to be happy, right? But why is that nowadays to be happy is so far-fetched? I know that you are all aware that this world has a lot of problems like corruption, pollution, alcohol and drug addiction, free sex, poverty, hunger, and the most among the youth now is social media problems. So yes, let me show you the slides that I have prepared. So yeah, this is the problems: corruption, pollution, alcohol and drug addiction, free sex, poverty and hunger, and the most among the youth is the social media problem. So as you see here, there is of flying and to become like the birds and see the birds. And because of this strong dream that they want to achieve, they discovered a principle that made it possible for them to conduct their first ever flight. How amazing, right? So this principle is called aerodynamics principle. The Wright brothers wanted to fly, and through the aerodynamics principle, they were able to achieve this dream. So we also dream of ideal relationships, right? We also want a harmonious relationship towards others, our brothers and sisters. We want to see and visualize this dream. And we can only achieve that through following principles. And that is the universal principles. So likewise, the universe also follow and is governed by principles. From the smallest particles like atoms, up to the earth, and the galaxy. They all follow principles. Another evidence of these principles is when constructing a building. Architects and engineers follow principles of making the pillars and beams strong as the foundation of an infrastructure. Because if not, this will be the outcome. The building will collapse. Also, with building bridges, without principles, it leads to destruction. Also with machines, and even with factories and power plants. So without principles, it will always result to explosion or destruction. That's why all of these follow principles to work properly and to function well. But before that, I would like to explain why Pure Love Education is connected to HJYLT, or how are they related? So HJYLT was established through the inspiration of Reverend Dr. Sam Young Moon and Dr. Hak Jahan Moon, who are also the founders of these universal principles and Pure Love Education. So as our inspiration, we follow and embody their teachings. So according to them, as you can see on your screens, the most serious social problems are youth problems and family breakdown. Do you agree? So as a family is the basic unit of the society, everything starts from the family. And when there is conflict within the family, children are affected. They are affected. That's when youth problems and family breakdowns arise. And that causes to problems that eventually impacts the society negatively. So sad, right? So let's talk about these problems. One of these problems are the teenage pregnancy. So according to World Health Organization, about 16 million 16 million girls between ages of 15 and 19, and about 1 million girls under 15 years, imagine, under 15, gives birth every year in the Philippines. So Fabros, the Youth Commissioner of the Philippine Commission of Women, 600 live births a day are registered under teenage mother. Wow. Not only thousands, but millions. How serious is this, right? So imagine how much more now that there is pandemic and people now, eventually the youth, just bored in their homes, right? Imagine what will be the effect of it in the teenage pregnancy here in the Philippines. So according also to the UNAIDS data in 2017 and 2018, globally, people are affected. Millions of people are affected with HIV. And in additional to that is that 37.9 million people are living with HIV all around the world. Imagine. And 21% don't even know their status. They are not even aware that they already have it. See? So that is why pure love education is really a sensitive and very important topic, especially with what's happening to the society now. It is really very timely. That's why we are truly grateful to our founders of Pure Love Movement or Education, Reverend Dr. Sun Myung Moon and Hak Jahan Moon. Please a round of applause. Thank you so much. So to start, let me ask you a simple yet intriguing question. So what do you want? Love or marriage? So let's say you choose love. Love without marriage creates chaos. How is that so? Just like what you see on your screens, love without marriage is like a very strong current of water, overflowing and very destructive. For example, just like a bridge, with no matter how strong you think the bridge is, without strong foundation, without strong pillars, if a storm comes, it will collapse. Same as true with love without commitment, love without sacred vow or blessing from God. When challenges come, then that relationship will also be destroyed. It will soon collapse. So in this example, it reminded me of the quotation that goes like this: words without action is meaningless. So moving on, let's say you choose marriage. Marriage without love is dry and lifeless. Just like this. It's drought, it's very dry. It's lifeless. Because when there is love, there is life. All of us here was born because of love, right? That's why we are alive. So without love, there is no beauty. Love comes with efforts, and efforts comes with admiration and compliment, which makes the love grow stronger. So in this example, it reminded me again of a story of a man who married a woman whom he got impregnated, not because they love each other, but plainly because for responsibility. How sad, right? So what do you think is the solution to this? Is it love or marriage? Both. We need both. So let me ask you again. What do you want? Love or marriage? Yes, we need both. So just like marriage and love, it's like a pair system, right? Love represents the internal security and the marriage represents the external security of a relationship. In accordance to the universe, There is also dual characteristics, which is the mind internal and body external. Man and woman, femininity and masculinity, positive and negative, vertical and horizontal. As you can see, everything has its pair, right? So since everything has its pair, there is what we call the pair system principle under the universal family values. So please take note of this because of this pair system principle, because I will be explaining more about this on my next slides. So in the pair system principle, everything is created into pairs, from the smallest particle up to humans, and even with God. God has both masculine and feminine, because as you can observe through his creation, and also as said in the Bible, in his own image, he created them. An example of this, or another evidence of this pair system principle, is the atom, positive and negative, of a plant, stamen and pistil of an animal, male and female, and with us, human beings, man and a woman. So these are the pictures, the evidences of the pair system principle. So now, since we already talked about the pair system principle, let's talk about human sexuality. So what is the purpose of human sexuality? And what is the difference between human sexuality and animal sex? So an example of an sexual behavior is sexual suicide and sexual cannibalism. As you can see on your screens, these are bees. So the male bee's only purpose of existence is to have mate with the queen bee or female bee. And after that, they die. So this is a praying mantis. So after the male and female had a sexual activity or mate, the female praying mantis will eat the male praying mantis as its food for her offspring. So yeah, let's differentiate the animal and human sexuality. So first, die after sex. Animals, yes. Humans, no. Second, die after birth. Animals, yes. Humans, no. So it only means that humans is more than just reproduction. So another evidence or example of this comparison is that animals are sexually active only during fertile period. Another comparison to that is a woman. A woman's age of fertile period is around 15 to 45 years old, approximately 30 years. Nearly half of woman's lifetime is unproductive. So yeah, let's be open-minded here. Humans do not only do sexual activity or intercourse on their fertile period, right? But they can actually do it even before and after the fertile period. Because to be honest, people actually do it anytime and every time. Am I right? So let's compare again. Infertile sex, animals, no. Humans, yes. So in conclusion, humans are more than just reproduction. So since humans or we are more than just reproduction, what is the sole purpose of human sexuality? It is to resemble God. As you can see on your screens or in your phones or laptops, these are the teachings from different religions that emphasizes the human sexuality is to resemble God. So from Hinduism, Buddhism, Taoism, Islam, and Christianity, from the words of our inspiration and founders of Pure Love Education, they said, we marry in order to resemble God. Husband and wife together are a reflection of God's original image. So let's go back to the pair system principle again. God have positive and negative for existence. Likewise, with matter, plants have stamen and pistil for reproduction. Animals have male and female for pleasure and also for reproduction. And with humans, man and woman for freedom. And when there is freedom, comes with responsibility. And if there is responsibility, it creates true love. So what is true love? Let's study more about true love. True love means others first before me, or living for the sake of others, which is what we practice here in HJYLT. Here in YLT, we give importance to the essence of true love. But with false love, it's me, myself, and I first, always me, and neglect other people. And that is the difference between true love and false love. So moving on, we all know that family is the basic unit of the society. But marriage and family is the cornerstone of the society. As you can all observe from your screens, is that different religions, whether Hinduism, Buddhism, Christian, and Muslim, they all value and celebrate the sacredness of marriage. Regardless of the denominations or the differences of belief, differences of culture, there is one similar thing, and that is marriage. So in conclusion, marriage makes human sexuality good. Do you agree with me? So, but before I proceed on my next slide, I would like to ask everyone to turn on their mics or unmute for a very short interaction. So, pure love is before marriage, what? What do you think? No sex. Yes, correct. I heard some of the answers from you. So, but how about after marriage? What is the answer?
No sex. No sex. No
No
sex.
sex outside of marriage.
No sex outside the marriage.
So, yes, correct. No sex
After
outside
the
marriage. Thank you so much for your cooperation. So, you can now unmute, guys.
Pure love. Kuya bonus po
Yeah.
lecturing pure love.
Moving on. So since we already talked about marriage, let's now talk about love. Very interesting, right? So as you can see on your screens is the teachings from different religion that truly emphasize to not commit lustful actions like adultery and to never misuse love. So as you can see, even though these passages were interpreted differently, it speaks the same message and meaning. And that is not to misuse love. So in conclusion, from the principle of the universal family values, first, purity before marriage. True love waits. And second, faithfulness in marriage, fidelity. So just like how I explained from my previous slides, we should always follow these principles. We should follow principles. Am I right? Because if not, destruction follows. So since we're talking about love, let's talk about the 4 kinds of love. So what is this four kinds of love? The basic unit of society is family. And in a family, there is the two pillars, the husband and wife. Within the husband and wife, they share love for each other. And that is what we call the conjugal love. And between a parent to child comes parental love. And with the love they acquired, they reciprocate it to their parents, and it is called the children's love. And the love between siblings is what we call brothers and sisters love. And this is the four kinds of love. So within the parents' love creates good leaders. And within the brothers and sisters love, there is a love created that can overcome racism, prejudice, and creates an atmosphere of family that accepts and loves people or brothers and sisters of different nationality, color, different denominations or belief. And the next is the love that teaches children to respect elders, children's love. But there is only one love that cannot be shared. And what is this? And that is the husband and wife love. So I have a trivia to all of you guys. Do you know that one of the attributes why the empires from before, like Roman and Greek empires, collapse? Do you know that one of the attributes is because of selfish sex? How? So empires fall because of selfish sex. According to Lord Sachs, the decline and fall of both the Greeks and the Roman empires was attributed to falling birth rates because nobody wanted the responsibility of bringing up children. People from before only want sex, sex, and sex. For what? To fulfill their satisfaction, to fulfill their desires, but doesn't want to take responsibility. How selfish, right? So as you can see on your screens, this is the remains of a child from the discovery of a mass grave in Ashkelon, Israel. Ashkelon, Israel. So researchers said that these babies were from the woman prostitutes that works in the Roman bathhouse. So discovering that they are pregnant and thinking that being pregnant is only a hindrance to their business, it is also said that most of the bones that was discovered were baby boys. They said that maybe the woman prostitutes thought that having a boy is useless and cannot help or contribute to their prostitution business, and rather keep the baby girls alive. And according here, since 1973 up until now, there is already about 60 million rate and keeps on rising and rising every year, the rate of abortion. How about now, where there is free sex and morality is becoming a norm? How much more now? So according to Reverend Sun Myung Moon, family education determines the future destiny of the entire nation. When there are many families living by the principle of public service, the nation will flourish. But when there are many families living with a private standard, the nation will perish. According to Reverend Sun Myung Moon, they said that if there are many families who think for the greater purpose, then its society will benefit. But if there are many selfish families within the society, then that society will suffer. So, just a realization, let us be the solution and not be the problem. And for us to be the solution, we should be the change we all want to see, right? Seeking to rule the universe, first, perfect your ability to rule yourself. Change and betterment should start from us. from us and only within us. Before thinking of changing the world, first think of changing yourselves. First, think of changing ourselves. I hope that this lecture gave an inspiration and an eye-opener to all of you here who are watching. And as the youth, the hope of our fatherland, may this lecture be a determination for us to help solve problems within our community, society, nation, and to the world. So can I ask everyone again to unmute and open their mics? So do you promise to keep your purity for your future partner and your future family?
Yes.
Yes.
Yes. Yes.
Do you promise to become the leaders of today?
Yes.
Yes. Yes.
Again, can I request everyone
Yes.
to open their cameras?
Yes.
And let us all raise our right hand and let's recite our pure love pledge. So repeat after me.
Okay.
Everyone ready?
Yes.
Pure love pledge.
Pure love.
The love between a man and a woman
Love between a
Between a
man and
man
a
and a woman.
is a sacred gift from God.
sacred gift from
God.
We cherish and honor
cherish and honor
for the sake of building good character,
sake of building good character,
a loving family,
loving family,
a healthy society,
a healthy society,
prosperous nation, world of peace for future generations. Therefore, from this day forward,
Therefore,
I pledge to remain pure until marriage.
marriage.
Best way to prepare for being faithful in marriage.
Thank you so much. Promise mo. Thank you so much. From Philippines.
Thank you
Thank
so
you so
much,
much.
Miss Ellah